Although Ragnar is a billionaire, he is not a generous person. In other words, in his eyes, the money that should not be spent is not spent anymore. For example, Jones Zijo and these 5 wastes. The bodyguard with his broken hand can't even open the door of his mother's car. What are they going to do? Their wages are ridiculously high, and if they continue to be kept, they can only be charity and provide them with old age benefits. Therefore, they should be driven away as soon as possible at this time. The farther you go, the better. Ragnar actually didn't want to pay 500,000 severance pay. Therefore, he felt that he was already very generous. However, Jones Zijo certainly didn't think so. He's a useless person now. What is the concept of waste? In this life, it is tantamount to being an armless person. Armless people eat, drink, and sleep. Why don't they need someone to take care of? In the next few decades, there will be more places to spend money. They were so badly injured because of the Wu family. At this time, the Wu family fell into trouble. Wouldn't it be their life they have to pay for? Thinking of this, Jones Zijo felt resentful. However, he didn't dare to do anything to Ragnar. Because the Wu family is too strong, 5 of the brothers have been scrapped, and dozens of bodyguards may come in a blink of an eye. He is already a useless person. When the time comes, he will face the Wu family. Get killed? Jones Zijo really wanted to cry without tears at this time. Why didn't he notice that Ragnar turned out to be such a bastard? The subordinates said that they kicked, and the ministers in the arms completely ignored him. He was simply a beast with no heart and liver. At this moment, the door of the presidential suite was suddenly opened. The waiter used the universal room card to open the door of the presidential suite. Then, Isik walked in with dozens of personal bodyguards with a cold face. Ragnar didn't expect the door to be opened suddenly, but he was shocked when he saw Isik walked in slowly with unspeakable anger and indifference. Behind him, in addition to following manager who was beaten by Jones Zijo before, there were also dozens of strong bodyguards in suits. Seeing Isaac's sudden appearance, Ragnar felt confused, but he didn't dare to neglect. He hurriedly put away his face full of anger, and smiled. Isik, why are you here? Unexpectedly, Isik said with a cold face and angrily said, Ragnar, you are so brave. Do you know that Shangri-La is an industry under the name of the Wade family? Ragnar's expression suddenly stunned, and he couldn't help but wonder, is this Isik taking the wrong gun pill? He was still chatting and laughing with him before, so why didn't he have too much effort in the conference, so he changed into such an inhumane face? Or even call him a dog? However, no matter how unhappy he was, he knew that he could not offend Isik. Therefore, Ragnar hurriedly said respectfully, Mr. Charlie, of course I know that Shangri-La is the industry of the Wade family. To be honest, my admiration for the Wade family is really like a surging river, and I hope I can rely on you. Get acquainted with the Wade family, and I will serve the Wade family in the future. Isik looked at Ragnar, raised his hand and slapped him severely, then kicked him to the ground. Ragnar screamed, and fell to the ground in pain, with panic in his heart. Roger, who was next to him, subconsciously rebuked angrily, Hey, why are you hitting my dad? Isik strode to him and hit his nose with a punch. He was covered with blood and yelled, Your dad has to be respectful in front of me. What are you? Dare to talk to me like this? Tired of living? Believe it or not, I will kill you now. You're looking for death. Roger grew up so old and had never suffered from a hit, so he ate twice today. First Charlie scrapped one of his own hands, and then Isik smashed his nose with a punch. He was spoiled and arrogant since he was a child. How could he ever suffer such a crime? So angrily roared, Do you think that you are the Wade family's dog? That's great. My Wu family is the first family in the south of the Yangtze River. It will kill you every minute. As soon as Roger's voice fell, Ragnar rushed over, slapped his face with a slap, and angrily cursed, Bastard thing. How do you talk to Mr. Charlie? Don't you hurry up to Mr. Charlie? Kneel down and admit your mistakes. Ragnar was shocked by Roger at this time. He couldn't think that his own son was so useless, he couldn't even tell the situation? Even if Isaac was just the Wade family's dog, the Wade family standing behind them. What does the Wade family exist? One of the top 3 families in the country. In terms of financial resources, the Wu family may not be 1/10 the Wade family. Because the Wade family is a trillion-level family, but whether it is 1 trillion or 9 trillion, no one can figure out. After all, a behemoth like the Wade family can never be seen through by ordinary people. When it comes to power and status, the Wade family is far more numerous than the Wu family. Therefore, even if Isaac kills the 2 of them now, the Wu family will definitely not dare to bullshit. Even his own father, Mr. Orville, might not even care about holding a funeral for himself, so he first went to Eastcliff and pleaded guilty to Wade's family.